Hello everyone, myself Bhautik Trivedi, working as an assistant professor in IT ICT department of LG Institute of Engineering and Technology. I will explain you the concept of Kerberos realms in information and network security subject. So all of you know the concept of Kerberos. So why we use the Kerberos and Kerberos under which category? So Kerberos, that is a one kind of authentication protocol. So here one new concept, the extension of the Kerberos, that is the Kerberos realms. So here you just see, so start with the first of all why we use the Kerberos and why we use the Kerberos realms. So generally that is under the category of the authentication. Already you know in a security fundamentals one authentication is there, one authorization is there. So here the concept of authentication that's supported by the Kerberos protocol. So which kind of authentication technique, that is the part of information and network security subject. So here you just see mainly two technique you know. One, that is the Kerberos, and second one, that is known as a X.509. So authentication application generally used to support application level authentication and digital signature. So here in this Kerberos and X509, that is the two technique, that is the two service that supported the authentication application. So Kerberos supported private key or public key authentication service. So Kerberos supported the private key authentication service. And whenever you talk about the X.509, so that is a one kind of public key directory authentication service. So here I directly bifurcate authentication application into two category. One, the one that is the private key authentication service, and second one that is the public key directory authentication service. Example of the private key authentication service, that is the Kerberos, and example of the public key directory authentication service, that is the X.509. After that, some introduction about the Kerberos, and then after go for the Kerberos realms. So Kerberos, that is a one kind of authentication protocol, or you can say that is a one kind of authentication service that is generally used for distributed network environment. So if you want to design a distributed network environment, so with using the concept of Kerberos, you can do that. So that's a one kind of authentication service also. Kerberos developed at which particular place? Kerberos developed at MIT in 1980s. After that, that supported the symmetric key encryption or asymmetric key encryption. So symmetric key encryption using the public key, using the private key, not a public key, that's the part of the Kerberos. And which particular version supported by the Kerberos? So Kerberos supported two versions, version 4 and version 5. So here directly introductory about the Kerberos. So must remember three important points here. First one, that's a one kind of authentication service. Second one, that supported the symmetric encryption. And third one, not using the public key, and version 4 and 5 supported by the Kerberos. After that, what's the motivation behind the Kerberos? Why we use the Kerberos as a authentication service, or why we use the Kerberos as a authentication protocol? What's the motivation behind that? The motivation is that the main purpose is that it providing the security in a distributed architecture. All of you know the concept of dedicated server and non-dedicated server. So here that is helpful to dedicated part also, or distributed part also, or centralized part also. So Kerberos supported in a three environment, that's a dedicated environment, or distributed environment, or centralized environment. After that, the main concept behind the Kerberos is that the mainly three fundamentals behind that. One, that is the client or user. Second one, that is the authentication server. Third one, that is the ticket granting server. And fourth one, that is the main server. So whatever the communication in Kerberos, that is in between these four categories. So the first requirement is that it required the user to prove his identity for each service. means each and every time prove the identity of the user. Second one, it the requirement that server prove their identity to client also. And third one, Kerberos generally supported the four functionality. First one, each and every term, that's the technical term in a security part. First technical term, that is the secure. Second one, that is the reliable. Third one, that is the transparent. And fourth one, that is the scalable. So that's the main characteristics or main motivation behind the use of the Kerberos. After that, Kerberos version 4. Already I discussed in a previous session the main functionality of the Kerberos. But before the lecture of Kerberos realms, at least you know the major fundamentals of the Kerberos version 4. So first one, using the concept of authentication server, that is known as a AS. Second one, every time you know the user password and directly you store in a database. Third one, directly apply the sharing to the secret key with each server. Fourth one, each and every time you sending the encrypted ticket, granting ticket, that is known as a TGT. After that, in TGT, you directly storing the lifetime and timestamp of a particular ticket. After TGT, the main fundamental behind the TGS. What is the main functionality of the TGS? That is the ticket granting server. Ticket granting server directly issuing a ticket to user by the authentication server. After that, you directly apply the encryption with the key that is only known by authentication server and ticket granting server. And after that, it directly returning a service granting ticket. So this is about the steps of the Kerberos. Already you know, that's the part of the previous session. After that, service granting ticket containing a two important part. One, that is the timestamp, and second one, that is the lifetime. So that's about the Kerberos version 4. Here you just see, that's the figure already I discussed in a previous session, but here you just see that is divided into three components. One, that is the client. Second one, that is the Kerberos. Third one, that is the server. Point number 1 and point number 2, that is totally belongs to communication between client and authentication server. Point number 3 and 4, the communication between client and ticket granting server. And point number 5 and 6, that totally belongs to communication between the client and server. So whatever in a diagram, so that is totally based on the different steps. So must remember one thing, authentication server and client, that supported the two steps. Client and TGS also supported the two steps, and client and server, original server, that supported the two steps. So that's the overview of the Kerberos. Already you know each and everything. After that, the main concept for the today's session, that is the Kerberos realms. Why we use this and what's the requirement? So here you just see the definition of that. A Kerberos realms is a set of managed nodes that share the same Kerberos database. Means with using the Kerberos realms, you can directly sharing the same Kerberos database. What's the environment of the Kerberos realms? So Kerberos environment consists of, first one, here you just see, first one, that is the Kerberos server. Second one, that is the number of client, and must remember one thing, each and every client all register with the server. And third one, that is the application server, and application server directly sharing the key with the server. Again I repeat, must remember the environment of the Kerberos realms. First, that is the Kerberos server. Second one, that is the number of client, and each and every client register with the server. And third one, that is the application server sharing the key with the server. After that, whatever the network of clients and server under the different administration or different organization constitute a typically different realms. So with using this, you can directly creating a Kerberos realms. So you can directly say that Kerberos realms that's not providing within a one environment, that supported the different environment or different organization network. So here you just see, start with this. First of all, whenever you talk about the two realms to support inter-realm authority, so for this, already you know the major component of this, that is the Kerberos server. So Kerberos server that can be treated as a one realm, that's sharing a secret key with the server in another realm. Must remember one thing, whatever the communication is that is in between the two realm. So in one realm the Kerberos server is there, in second realm the normal server is there. So with using the two Kerberos server are registered with each other, means every time, every client, every server, you can directly put the entry for each and every server in a database. After that, whatever the participating servers in the second realm must trust the Kerberos server in the first realm. So first realm Kerberos server, second realm participant server, and whatever the communication is that's the trusted communication in between. So that is known as a concept of Kerberos realm. You just see in the particular figure also whatever the discussion is there. So here you just see realm number A, realm B. Realm A supported the client and Kerberos server. Realm B supported the server and Kerberos server. So first of all, whatever the communication that is in between the client to authentication server, after that authentication server directly reply back to the client with using the ticket. Client directly communicate with the ticket granting server. Ticket granting server directly reply with the ticket granting ticket. With using this, client directly communicate with the Kerberos of the different realm and directly communicate with the authentication server and ticket granting server. So with using this, you can directly generate the communication between the different realms with using the concept of Kerberos. After that, the major steps, the normal steps of this particular procedure. So here you just see the discussion of the step-by-step procedure. So first one, if any user wishing a service in another realm, so for this it directly obtaining a ticket for that server, means from the realm A to realm B, if user want to access any data, so first of all it directly obtain a ticket for that server. After that, this particular user following the particular procedure to gain access to the local TGS. So first of all accessing the local TGS, then after it directly requesting a TGT, ticket granting ticket, for a remote TGS. What is the meaning of local TGS and what is the meaning of remote TGS? Local TGS means ticket granting server within a particular realm. And what is the meaning of remote TGS? So whatever the TGS in another realm, that can be considered as a remote TGS. After that, client can apply to the remote TGS for a service granting ticket for the desired server in a realm of the remote TGS. So this is the way user in one realm, remote server in another realm, and user want to access a particular service from this particular server. So with using the Kerberos realm, you can do that. After that, this is the last point, and this is the original message sequence in Kerberos realm. Already I discussed. So start with the first one, C to AS. What is the meaning of C here? C means client. What is the meaning of AS? Authentication server. So must remember one thing, always the first request, that is from the client to authentication server. After that, authentication server directly reply back to the client. So this is the step number 2. After that, with using this particular ticket granting ticket, client directly communicate with the ticket granting server. Ticket granting server directly reply back to the client. After that, this is within the local TGS. What about the remote TGS? So for this, client directly apply to the TGS REM. What is the meaning of TGS REM? Means ticket granting server in another realm. And whenever ticket granting server in another realm, that is known as a remote TGS. So client to remote TGS request, and then after the remote TGS to client, and finally client sending the request to original server. So this is the way you can directly perform the operation for the Kerberos realm. Again I repeat the procedure. First one, client to authentication server. Second one, authentication server to client. With using this ticket, client directly sending the request to ticket granting server. Ticket granting server directly reply back to the client. With using this ticket, client directly sending the request to the remote TGS. Remote TGS directly reply back to the client. Again using this ticket, client directly sending the request to the original server. So that's all about the concept of the Kerberos realm. Must remember one thing, in unit number 9, only 2 points, only 2 important points related to exam point of view also. One, that is the Kerberos, and second one, that is the Kerberos realm. So Kerberos supported the 2 version 4 and 5. So in Kerberos, the most important one, diagram. From this diagram, you directly describe each and everything. And same way for the Kerberos realm, again one important diagram, and from this diagram you describe each and everything. So that's all about the today's session for the Kerberos realm. Thank you for watching.